We used to do it for recreation. We used to sing around the house and sing at my grandmother's tea parties and church, and we kind of grew up singing together, harmonizing. So we what really happened was we did it for a favor for someone. It was the first time we sang professionally, and that's when we started singing and accepting money for it. We said, "Wow, we could get something out of this." Then we started like that, and that was in 19. That was 8 years ago.
A lot of groups form and sort of split up, like the Pointer Sisters aren't really doing that much. There's Bonnie, who's going independent, and there are still a few things. So you foresee something like that possibly happening with your group?
No, I do see us uh, furthering our careers as solo recording artists because we're all capable of doing that. In fact, that's one thing we would like to do this year is to release our own solo albums. I can't really see breaking up. I don't really see any reason for that.
Who does your material, the lyrics, and the writing for you?
The last two albums were produced by Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards from the Chic organization.
Do you think you mentioned one of your sisters was in fine arts and the other was in communications, so it would seem that might possibly be interested in either doing lyrical or actual music writing themselves. Is that anything that you think about?
Right, I'm a songwriter myself. I love to write songs. All of us love to write, and eventually, yes, we would love to have our own material on our albums. And I'd like to also distribute my material through other artists too.
A lot of people who achieve fame quickly or seemingly in a real short time seem not to control it very well, really, in the sense that, like 10 years later, in the case of Supremes or something, they're broke and they really are. Well, I shouldn't say they. Diana Ross did very well, but they don't quite.
Pay close attention to the business aspect of it.
Right.
Well, that's very true, and it's a good point. We're aware of that, and we realize that it is a business. A lot of entertainers, a lot of artists don't realize that. We learn the business aspects of it also while we are singing. It seems like a lot of fun, but it's really it's a tough job.
A lot of people went to see The Rose this year, who it was supposedly based on Janis Joplin, but of course they said, no, this isn't based on Janis Joplin, but in that she led a very hard, driving, fast life and was on pills and wandered in and out of relationships. Is it really that way in the business?
Yeah, the old myth about entertainers.
Right. Is that true, what you hear?
I think that's true with everything. I think you can find good and bad in everything, and it it is more so with entertainment. I think because a lot of people believe that myth. So they if they may come around you and think that you are like that, or you may run into a lot of people who are into getting high or something and would like to see if you're into it too, but they find out. It's really up to the individual, I think. I think you can lead your life however you want, no matter what you do.
How long do you expect to be part of a group? You mentioned that there are alternatives and that you know there's something else that you could fall on, and the other girls have made other career plans. Is this something you just plan to do for a little while and then retire, or how would you gauge when it's time to quit, or will you?
I don't know if I can answer that. I know we like to reach our height of our potential, and we only believe that we just reached 50% of it now.
Kathy, 21, is the youngest of Sister Sledge and the only one who did not finish college. They are from Philadelphia and all attended Temple University. She points out they realize the music industry is a treacherous one and that they are trying to learn the business side of it as well.
Well, we're going to be on the road until October, so hopefully I'll be back in by, I think, December. If not, we have a lot of Vegas gigs to do. So, if not, most likely I'll probably have to go into independent studies, which I really don't want to do. I'm just taking my time with it, though.
Your sisters all graduated from Temple. What were they in?
Their majors were world economics. That's Kim. the one that's 22. Uh, Joni's major was communications. Is that your major?
It was. I'm out here working, dear.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. And Debbie's major was fine arts. She's an artist.
So it seems that they were, I guess, more traditional or safer careers that you all could have gone in. So why did you want to come into a business like this?
Well, initially that we didn't sing, and we knew that we had to further our careers and our interests, whatever we were interested in, and that happens to be what they wanted to be, what they wanted to do. We started singing, and we still don't, because it is a really shaky career. We never really depend on singing for the future. We sing, but we believe that we should have some backbone to fall back on.
What is Sledge Power Productions?
Oh, that's our corporation. I just didn't really want to get into the whole business part of it, but we do believe in following everything that we do and making sure that everything's right. So it's a business that we set up years ago to keep track of everything. And it's an office.
The group is on a tour that will take them through the South and up through Michigan by June. They are traveling by bus with their mom and grandma, who happens to be from Winston-Salem. Debbie, the oldest sister, also travels with her two daughters, Amber and Camille. Right now the ladies are promoting their new disco album, Love Somebody Today, which is 11th on the Soul Album poll. Debbie will be staying home the next few months because she and her husband expect their third child around October. Some people are saying disco is dying, but Kathy has a different view.
No, I think the trend in music may be changing. Sometimes I think maybe it's political, because disco was so powerful, and a lot of black artists were really, really strong, and it was a crossover into music, pop, R&B. I mean, disco. You couldn't really distinguish who was into disco music. I don't think it's dying. No, I think it's too powerful.
So to those people that would say that's just trash, what would you say?
Oh, I wouldn't say anything. If that's their views on they're usually into rock. If that's their views, then they can get into whatever they want. You know, my favorite kind of music is jazz. Our album was a big disco hit. It was a big pop hit, and R&B. And I myself like disco music because I like to get up and dance. I feel you can release yourself that way.
Their earlier album, We Are Family, sold over 1 million copies. The world champion Pittsburgh Pirates Baseball Club adopted that song as their theme through the World Series. Kathy reports the sisters got jackets and the songwriters got 10%. But she notes the sisters' goal was to deliver a positive message, and she feels they did. Their next goal is to develop to their full potential, and she thinks they're still growing. She hopes there are more positive messages ahead. Enough of backstage chatter. For when Sister Sledge took the stage Friday night, the audience was positively pleased. Sister Sledge was Friday night's main attraction of Chapel Thrill at Carolina, but Saturday's main attraction released the song that went